If you think I'm gardening in that, you can think again. So here I am in the shed this week. My cold hasn't gone, in fact it got a lot worse before it started to get better, and today is the first day I've felt like getting out in the garden. And look at it, it's awful. Well, you can hear it on the roof. So I thought I'd come in the shed today and clean up my gardening tools ready for the spring. So I'll start with this spade, and as you can see there's a bit of caked on dirt on it. I'm just going to take a stiff brush and brush the dirt off. So I'm scraping the dirt off. It kind of reminds me that I have used this for concrete mixing. Never mind, I'll soon get this lot off. Do the other side. It is quite an old spade, this. My new spade got broken. I don't know whether you remember that. Just sweep this mess out of the way. Now, I've got myself a teeny tiny chisel and a hammer, and I'm just going to gently try and chip it off. Now you might well ask, well, why didn't you clean the concrete off the shovel properly in the first place? Well, that's an excellent question. And the answer is because I knew that one day I'd want to make a video about chiselling concrete off a shovel. And here it is! So I've got most of the concrete off the front and the back. And now what I'm going to do is very lightly grind off the remaining concrete. And I'll put my goggles on for that. It's not too bad, it actually feels nice and smooth. I'm just going to squirt on some WD-40, help stop it rusting. Wipe that in. You can tell how long I've had this tin, 3 en 1. Bought it in France years ago. And on the back. And there we are. The spade's ready for the spring. Now, I'm going to have to do something similar with my other spade. The back side of this is mostly okay. There's just a few bits of concrete there which I need to take care of. Goggles down. I've uncovered some ancient runes on this spade. Weldless, spring temper. I'm sure that'll mean something to somebody with a mechanical engineering degree. Now my fork should be a whole lot easier because I haven't been using it to mix concrete. Just sweep the mess up again. And now I'll just wipe it down with a damp cloth just to get the last of the dirt off it. Dry it off with an old tea towel. Well, it doesn't look too bad except for one small problem. The splines are all out of alignment. So I think I'm going to get a rather large hammer and batter that. Well, it ain't perfect, but it ain't bad. If I had a vice I could do a better job, but it'll do. So I'll just rub this down with oil as well. Hey ho, all I've got left is my hoe. And that's only had a bit of dirt on it. Just give it a bit of a wipe with a damp cloth. And then I'll put some 3-in-1 on this bit because that's the unpainted bit. Now while I'm just tidying up here, I'll bring you up to date on the situation with my network channel. Now those of you who are regular viewers will know all about my woes of joining a certain network channel. Well, just before Christmas I had an email off them. Just said Merry Christmas, joys of the season, blah blah blah. So on the 1st of January I sent them an email which said Happy New Year, and in it I informed them that when my contract expires it is not to be renewed. Well, they seem to have kind of taken that in their stride, really. I was expecting them to want to have a Skype call or something, because they like Skype calls, to discuss this, but no, they just said, okay, fine. And I thought, well, fine, I'm happy with that. Now I should tell you that they did send me a very nice Christmas present. I've got it here. It's a tote bag. It's an okay tote bag. I don't tend to use shopping bags, so I've been using it to carry tools around. Does a very good job of that, but at least this is better than what they sent me last year. A notebook. Such a thoughtful company. Doesn't this lighting remind you of the early days of Titli's Busy Kitchen? I don't want to seem ungrateful, but you know, they've had quite a bit of money out of me, and I'll be glad when they can no longer get their hands on my paychecks. Well, that's all I've got time for this week. I'm going to go inside and just finish off making my spelt bread, but thanks for watching. Hopefully next week I'll have got rid of my cold and I can get outside and prune those fruit bushes. So join me next time in Titli's Busy Garden.